Welcome to High Infidelity, the best cheating videos on YouTube. If you enjoy this content, remember to subscribe and turn on notifications. Now let's get into the video.
Just found out my wife cheated after 21 years of marriage, don't know what to do next. I've been sick for 3 days and haven't been able to sleep. Please bear with me since I am not a frequent user of social media. Having been married for 21 years, and together for 23 years, my wife, 46 years old, and I, 48 years old, have a 22-year-old child. In recent months, we've been dealing with various difficulties, and she has showed very little affection or connection to me and my family. Although I travel frequently for work, I've recently attempted to improve things by taking time off and making an extra effort to engage her, give her back rubs, hugs, and affection, but she has only grown more distant, eventually rejecting my advances the last couple of times I attempted to initiate contact. During the first 2 decades of our marriage, she has never refused to engage in any kind of intimacy with me. I've also been suspicious since she never takes her phone out of her pocket and keeps it concealed. I finally mustered up the confidence to look at the phone bill, and lo and behold, she's been calling and texting numbers that I don't recognize for quite some time. A huge backlog of communications, some going back to last year, have been received at all hours of the day and night, even on vacation. When I saw this, I had a strong sense that something wasn't quite right, so I sat her down and confronted her about it. She said that it was only an emotional relationship with no physical touch, simply verbal exchanges and flirting. On a regular basis, this individual walks into her office, although I've never met him before. I was depressed, but I had a sneaking suspicion that there had to be more to it, so I looked into it. He seems to be using a variety of phone numbers to achieve this, but after some thorough research, I was able to determine his name, social media accounts, employment title, associate veterinarian, and a few other details about him and his activities. After a few days, I approached her with the information I had gathered, and she denied until I threatened to go public with my findings. She eventually admitted that she and another man had been having a relationship for quite some time, at least 6 months. Her claim was that she only had physical contact with him once, but when I pressed her for further information, she couldn't tell me when it occurred. Right. I can't believe it happened just once after she's been gaslighting me and lying to me for so many years. Oh my God, what a jerk I've been all these years. This is a deal breaker for me on a number of levels. We had what I considered to be a beautiful marriage up until recently, but who knows how long she has been interfering with our lives and relationships. At first, we decided to separate and work on ourselves, but when she admitted to having relations with him when confronted a few days later, I informed her we needed to end our marriage. We don't have any little children and we don't have any significant assets. She's had major medical issues, so we sold everything we'd worked so hard for to pay for doctors and treatment, so the divorce process is quite basic in our situation. In exchange, she has agreed to leave this week and is looking forward to living with a single friend who has children and sleeping on her couch. She says that the new guy has 4 roommates, and as a result, she will not be living with him, but I no longer trust her. I'm completely at a loss on what to do next. Because we've been together for virtually all of our adult life, the anguish and betrayal have left me in a state of complete and total breakdown. We are no longer able to work through our issues, and I am sincerely sad about the end of our marriage. There is no going back now. Despite the fact that I am extremely close to my kid, who is upset that his mother has been cheating on him, he obviously still loves his mother. This is an area in which I would really benefit from some advice. Really, I just want to blow this whole thing up and tell our family and friends why we're splitting up with each other. His life may be ruined if I go public with everything, and she has begged with me not to since he is a great guy, except for his penchant for shattering marriages in his leisure time, and she is afraid I would do so. Given that he has utterly devastated my marriage and my life, I am contemplating notifying others in his circle of friends and family about what is going on with him. My child wants me to just end things with her and not make a huge production out of it, which I agree with. It is his contention that if I make public disclosures about their infidelity, I am reducing myself to their level. Nevertheless, this has harmed my heart as well as our marriage, and I am getting more outraged. Is it okay for me to go public with them? Can somebody give me some pointers on how I should go about doing this? Or, alternatively, are there any resources that might aid me in fixing this issue? I'm not sure I'll ever be able to trust anybody else again. Please accept my apologies for the long and rambling message. I'm feeling a bit out of sorts, to be honest. Thank you in advance for your cooperation. Edit. Many thanks to everyone who provided encouragement and suggestions. Right now, my kid is my first priority. He has just ended his relationship with his first love, who cheated, so the timing is terrible. I want to follow his desires, but I've decided that at least, I'll inform our close friends and family, which will annoy my son, but after this treachery, I'm not going to allow her the opportunity to just conceal her acts and brush it all under the rug. I too feel the need to out my wife in order to keep some self-respect, and it's a lesson I hope my kid learns as well. Nothing he or I did could ever justify this betrayal of our family. I requested her to kindly simply pack her belongings and go. She accepted and would leave today. Also, we are just filing a joint petition for divorce. We have no assets other than some medical bills, which we will divide, so there is nothing else to argue over. There will be no alimony or child support. I have the divorce papers completed and notarized and will file on Monday. Edit number 2. Following some angry PMs, I booted her out of the home 6 days ago and informed both of our family and friends. She is allegedly living on the sofa of a friend and using her address. It doesn't really matter to me anymore since I'm just concerned with myself and my immediate family. I'm leaving a forwarding address since I'm relocating to a new apartment in 10 days. If I approach the man, there's a strong possibility I'll wind up in prison, so we're focusing on the future. Thank you again to everyone who commented or messaged me with nice and encouraging remarks. Story 2. Weird signs of being cheated on. I never imagined that my ex-boyfriend would be the sort to cheat. I found it worrisome that after 6 years of dating, he would never truly let me use his phone because he was uncomfortable with technology, never once gave me his phone password, and demanded a large number of female friends and attention. Although this was the case, they were always referred to as just friends, and I was always labeled unstable and jealous anytime I urged him to respect boundaries or voice discomfort. I did not go out of my way to build male relationships outside of my partnership out of courtesy. The game included dares one time, when he was playing with 2 of his female friends/coworkers as well as himself in front of the camera. He took the risk of handing over his phone to the person sitting across from him, me, and allowing them to read aloud a text of their choice. His face instantly changed from deer in the headlights to no, I have nothing to hide. And I'm not playing this card. As soon as he got that card, and flatly refused to give me their phone number, I just stood there staring at him, feeling embarrassed and offended, especially considering he had refused to allow me to hold his phone in front of female coworkers before. One female even chimed in, stating, "Let your girlfriend have your phone," in response to the situation. As soon as he gave it to me, I saw nothing unusual, and he responded by saying, "See, there's nothing in there anyway." When I was finally alone with him that night, I confronted him about why he felt compelled to act in such a disrespectful manner and humiliate me in front of other females. He yelled at me and called me a neurotic, insecure girlfriend, which I found offensive. I started too, and we were embroiled in an argument. Years later, he had a full-fledged emotional affair with a coworker, which included obvious evidence of physical infidelity. When I found that he had a video of a girl he knew from college touching herself in her car saved on his laptop, he was outraged and told me I shouldn't be going through his possessions. He was right, and I shouldn't be searching through his belongings. Anyone ever experience unusual indicators or red flags that gave you a bad feeling about the person you were with and ultimately resulted in cheating on them?